These SMMA gurus have been feeding you garbage information, and I felt compelled to make this video because after scrolling all over the internet, I keep seeing these 10, 15-minute how to onboard SMA clients. And 5 years ago, I was exactly where you were at. I was starting off my agency. I didn't know what I didn't know, and I felt lost, I felt confused, and I didn't have the right information. And I wasted hundreds of hours, thousands of dollars, and lost dozens of clients as a result by not having a dialed in onboarding process. Now, by the end of this video, you're gonna completely scrap your current onboarding process and adapt the new way on how to onboard clients that I'm gonna teach you that no other guru is talking about on the internet. And the reason why this is so important, why you need to watch until the end, is because when you can actually crack the code on how to properly onboard clients, you can close 30, 40, 50 clients in a single month. I dropped a video a few months ago and you can click it up above, and it's exactly how we closed 41 SMA clients in a single month. Now, if you did that for your agency, would you be able to onboard all those clients? Would you be able to handle all that bandwidth? The answer is probably no, and that's the problem with most agencies. They never scale because they never build the systems and the proper foundations in place to get to that next level. And this is the same exact system that we've used to literally onboard over 1,000 plus SMA clients. You see, unlike all these other gurus, I still own an agency. I've been doing this for 5 years. I didn't just scale up an agency. No fluff stuff, straight into the video so that you can copy my exact 7-figure agency's onboarding process so that you can be successful too. I'll see you at the end of the video.
You guys, we are officially 4 months into 2022, and each and every one of you guys have made progress on scaling your agency, and it is so awesome to see. Casper, it is amazing to see you back, man. I have been thinking about you and sending prayers your way. So if you need anything, man, let me know. We have your back. And we have a special guest, guys. We have Gio. Drop a 1 in the chat for Gio, because this man, he doesn't know it yet, but he's about to join Inner Circle very, very soon. So shout out to Gio. And unfortunately, we're missing, I think, 2 other people. I don't know where they're at, but this call is recorded. So unfortunately, they'll miss it, but it's okay, guys. So diving in, because I want to get the show on the road, right? I wanted to talk about creating a scalable raving fan experience with you guys, because as you continue to scale your agency, right? And you know what? Let me dive into the training that I had prepared. As you begin to scale your agency, right? You're implementing all the tactics, all the strategies that we're teaching you, and you're closing more deals, right? You're getting more appointments, right? You're going to get more sales reps. As you begin to scale, you're going to get more clients, right? You're going to get all of these amazing, amazing things. And this is what's going to happen with your agency. And before you know it, you'll have 30 plus clients pending onboarding. I know of which I speak, right? We started adding sales reps. We started getting appointments. And before you know it, you have 10, 15, 20 clients waiting to be fully onboarded in your agency. And imagine that. Imagine your account manager having to deal with that. Imagine. I'm laughing because it's very, very tough for the account managers to deal with that, at least with the system that we had and the system that you guys probably are still using in your agencies, right? Our account managers were stressed out, and they wanted to eventually quit, and buyer's remorse increased, right? Our churn rate increased, our refund rate increased, and our dispute rate also increased because of all of these things. And guess what? A person decides whether or not they're going to stay with your agency, with your company, based off of what their initial experience is in your agency, right? And you have about 30 days to make and create a raving fan experience. If you do not do this at scale, you will be a churn and burn agency. That's the numbers, it's the facts. And guys, there's nothing we can do to change that besides figuring out how we're going to create a streamlined onboarding experience that makes people realize, oh shoot, I actually want to keep working with them. I like what they're doing for me. And I'm going to show you guys some examples in a second, right? Because some of you guys are, you're smaller agencies and not necessarily, you don't have a problem with onboarding. You're like, Jared, why are you talking about this? Well, as you begin to scale, guys, this is going to become more evident. And sure, you may get great client results now. Your clients may be happy now. You may have decent retention now. But as you scale, and if you choose to scale, this won't be the case unless you change the way that you're onboarding your clients, right? So we have two options, right? Option number one, we stop selling. And let's be real, that is a stupid option. We're not going to do that. At least I'm not going to do that. You guys can decide not to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stop selling. Option number two, we increase the investment to get into the program and switch from a volume-based agency to a boutique-based agency. There's no downs. There's downsides to everything, but this specifically isn't. That's more of a like what's in alignment with your goals. If you want a boutique-based agency, that's okay. If you don't, then that's okay. Billy, would you classify Dealer Smart as a boutique-based agency?
How would you depends how you define boutique, because it's maybe a little bit, but not really.
Significantly more upfront costs, more selective with the clients you bring on, rather than trying to close 10 deals a week. You're just focused on 2 or 3.
Yeah, I would say it's boutique in that regard, but it's not. It's boutique in that regard, but not boutique in like extremely customized ads.
Yeah, no, 100%, and that's kind of what I meant with this. Versus a volume-based agency, right? You're closing 10 deals a week, like what we're doing with Estate AI, and it's just constantly like rapid fire. Those are your two options, right? Or number 3,
agency owners, I need you to pay attention because the agency space is on fire. And in the next 240 seconds, I'm going to break down exactly how you can capitalize on this. Agency Bootcamp Live 2024 is coming up April 12th to April 15th. This is the #1 SMA event of the year, and I need you to be there if you want to actually scale your business, and as long as you don't hate money. This is the same event where we've had speakers like Matt Shields, and we literally took some attendees like Josh Rivera or Tony Lee. They started off at 0 and scaled to multiple 7 figures shortly after this event. You do not want to miss it. But rather than me tell you about it, let me actually show you. Let's go!
What's going on, guys? We're at Agency Bootcamp Live. My name is Jared Curry.
I'm Brandon Spears.
And we want to show you the type of events that we throw down for agency owners.
Come inside.
Take a look. We are hosting the #1 agency event, not just of the year, but of the decade.
We purposely throw these so that we can get in the trenches with you. You can ask those questions. You can be vulnerable. We're not going to go tell your business to everyone, and we can help you fix the problems.
First thing, the crib's amazing. Show the crib real quick.
We want to get you out of the hole and help you out, so I'm so grateful, so honored.
This is by far one of the most impactful, involved, and interactive events I've ever been through. The amount of support and ability to approach the speakers like Brandon and Jared, you don't see that at these other events. These events are more intimate. That way, whenever you approach them, they're able to diagnose what's going on and provide actual solutions.
They want everyone to spend, right? So if you're spending $5 or $10 a day in an ad set, they put you in higher quality auctions.
The buyer doesn't care, dude. They don't care about you. Your personal problems don't matter to them. The only thing that matters is how you're gonna help them.
This is just the beginning.
We're doing a ice bath.
Definitely fucking go. Why stay at home? Entrepreneurship is fucking lonely, and it's better off when you do it with someone else.
This is going to change and empower so many agency owners. I promise and I declare that at the end of this event, we will have given birth to so many 7- and 8-figure agencies. Just wait and see.
If you want more information, comment down below and we'll get you information about Agency Bootcamp Live 2024. So I guess to wrap it all up, this isn't your normal business conference or agency event. This is an experience. And what we're doing at Agency Bootcamp Live is a movement. And I'm inviting you to come because the agency game completely changed my life and I'm so grateful for it. And we hold these events not to make a bunch of money because we really don't. They're expensive. We're getting multi-million-dollar mansions and yachts and stuff. We don't really make any money off it. We hold these events because number one, we have a lot of fun doing it. It's my own selfish intent. Number two, I love seeing agency owners scale and then they text me saying, dude, this event changed my life. Thank you so much. I want that to be you. I want you to be the next testimonial for next year's video when we host the next year's event. And I want you to be at Agency Bootcamp Live and then 12 months later you're in a totally different position in your agency and then you become a speaker at the next Agency Bootcamp Live. So if you want more information, click down below. And if not, no big deal either. This YouTube channel is meant to provide value and I know this event will provide you a tremendous amount of value. And if not, you'll still scale your agency with all the other free content I have on YouTube. But this is a great opportunity for you to come, network, meet me, so many other amazing speakers, and get immersed around other successful entrepreneurs. Because when you hang out with 5 successful people, you're probably gonna be the 6th. I'll see you guys in Florida at Agency Bootcamp Live, April 12th to 15th. Comment down below if you want more information.
You can move from many to one and streamline your entire onboarding process, right? And I promise you, when you do this, you're actually going to notice that clients are going to start sending you messages like this. This client, I don't know who this guy is. I just know he's a client and he got one of our handwritten cards, right? Now, how are we able to do that at scale? You have to figure out things you can do at every level, You have to figure out things that you can do that aren't necessarily scalable, but figure out how to make it scalable. So simple for us, we use a card company that sends out handwritten cards, right? If you are able to actually make this happen, then you're going to notice you start getting significantly more client wins, right? We started making a lot of changes in our agencies, and I'm going to show you guys the numbers to back all of this up with our churn rate, our LTV, because they've had a positive impact just because of the way that we're setting up our onboarding, right? So how do you actually move from many to one and streamline your onboarding process, right? So no more one-on-one onboarding calls, right? And guys, there's a level to where you need to be in your agency where you can decide to make this transition. Some of you might not be there right now. It might take a few more weeks. You might have to bring in some more sales reps. Typically, what I notice is once you have 2 or 3 sales reps going and appointments pumping, you will need to implement this sooner rather than later, right? So moving from one-on-one onboarding calls, no more manual Facebook ad access requests. Who here is still requesting access to their client's ad account or manually doing that? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're still doing that. Drop a 1 in the chat. None of you guys are requesting. Oh, that's good. Oh, no, some of you guys are. Okay. Well, we're going to move away from that, right? Instead of we're not going to do custom ads anymore, right? So we already talked about some of this stuff 2 weeks ago. And no more using Slack for support. I know I've preached Slack in the past, but when it comes to creating a scaling raving fan experience, Slack is not going to be your friend. Instead, what we decided to do in our agency by moving from one to many, this is wrong, I'm sorry, moving from one to many, is we had one centralized location to manage the backend, which I'm going to show you guys today and give you my template for that. We started doing group onboarding calls, right? So instead of doing one-on-one onboarding calls, setting expectations, we started getting 3, 4, 5 realtors all in the same call and onboarding them together and setting the expectations together, right? On top of that, we use LeadZ to automate Facebook access. So we don't deal with any of that because that is a pain in the butt. Our clients literally click a button and then we get all of the assets that we need from their Facebook ad account and Instagram accounts, right? Automated onboarding form. We've talked about that before. Copy and paste ads. So guys, literally it takes 30 minutes to copy and paste the ads for our clients. 30 minutes to build out their high level, to copy and paste the ads. Our team, our media buyers, they just run that all day long, right? That's all they're doing. And then Fresh Desk for support. support, right? So we moved completely out of Slack, and all client communication goes to Freshdesk. Don't worry, I'm going to open up the floor in a little bit for questions, guys. If you have questions, drop them in the chat because I know I'm covering a lot. If you need me to slow down, let me know. So what does this process actually look like in action? I'm going to break everything down for you in a second. So first and foremost, this is just our client onboarding journey. So first things first is they have the kickoff form, right? That's going to notify the team, and I'm actually going to walk you guys through the process of what happens when we get a new client. So immediately we get a new client, right? It notifies the CSM assigned. So right now, we have 3 CSMs. Corey handles all the new clients. So it's going to notify the CSMs in charge. Yours is going to make sure that the sales call, the ABR call, the DocuSigns are all moved to the evidence folder. Every single client, guys, has an evidence folder, right? Oh, shoot, what's that link? Oh, this is the ABR script that I can also give you guys when you start bringing on CSMs, right? So all this stuff gets moved to the evidence folder. This was a test, I think. And then as soon as this happens, check mark goes off, right, to let them know that, hey, we actually did the ABR for the client. And I'm going to show you how we track that to see how long it takes to make those ABRs. On top of that, we have the automations go out in the ring the bell channel whenever a new deal is closed. So this automatically will go out. And then let me dive deeper into this. Sorry, guys. All right. So next thing, it's going to notify the team. Like I just said, it's going to send out all the onboarding information. It's going to send a video from our client. Literally, one of our clients recorded a video that we asked them to record a video. And this is something that you guys can start implementing in your agency. One of our clients recorded the video, like one of our successful clients, and told, and it's basically like a generic video on how, what's up, Ruben? Dude, this is a fire call for you because you guys are going to need this ASAP. So if you could I would recommend you bring Toby on because I'm talking about streamlining the onboarding. You look a little tired though, so I hope you're okay. So diving deeper into that, right, guys? In regards to, like, we literally have a client who it's a generic video and it's like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. I'm a realtor based in North Carolina. I've been in the state AI for XYZ amount of time, I think she says. The program's great, but I will tell you, you have to do the work. You have to do all these things. And it's basically our client helping us set expectations for the new client coming on, right? Because it's so easy for our account managers and our CSMs to go ahead and tell our clients that, but it's way more powerful for a client to tell another client that. And the client that just joined is going to take it significantly more serious. And as soon as someone joins, they get a text message regarding that. Like, I'll show you guys the text message. Let me see.
Is that a genuine customer or is that someone that you've just paid for a video?
No, it's an actual customer.
Yeah, that's sick. Could you just pay someone for a video? Would you recommend getting an actual customer to do it?
I think it's powerful if you can get an actual customer to do it.
All right, nice one. Thanks.
All right. So, trying to see.
Fucking COVID's got me again, boys. Again. That's twice in 2 weeks. Cunt.
You guy. Wrecked.
All right, guys. So this is the automated onboarding messages that get sent out. All right. So this is the first one that they get. And then on top of that, they get the welcome packet. I think I've shown you guys that before. And then we literally have the video from one of our clients that recorded the video. And then we have more automated reminders to tell them to fill out all the onboarding information. And then on top of that, whenever a client joins, we keep them extremely motivated by sending them motivational text messages. We tell the client not to respond back because we don't handle communication over message, but we send them text messages like, hey, just a reminder, 80-something% of deals are closed on follow-up, right? And we keep them extremely motivated by sending them text messages throughout their entire experience with us, right? So that's another idea that you guys could take away from that. And then, of course, it's going to send the DocuSign automatically. I know some of us were manually putting in DocuSigns, right? You have all these different program prices so that all your DocuSigns and agreements are different. Everything should be so streamlined and automated and copy and paste that you literally click a button on the kickoff form, which I'll show you guys. The kickoff form, you click a button on the kickoff form, and then it will automatically send out the specified contract. And we have it set up in Zapier to where everything is set up by fields. So if I can show you guys the Zapier account later, but everything is set up and segmented. So depending on the program that the person signs up with, it will send them a specified onboarding and a specified DocuSign. So if you guys have multiple different programs, that's how you guys can set that up so that it's all just automated, copy and paste, easily duplicatable, right? And then it automatically will add the client to the Monday system. And then next, ABR is made, time is tracked in Monday. Next is the group onboarding call, the group launch call. Ads are set up within 30 minutes, and then the client is live. We can literally get a client live within 48 hours. We can get a client live in the first 24 hours, actually. But those onboarding calls are scheduled. So I would say realistically, 48 to 72 hours is the time it can take to get a client live. With the current system that we have set up, we could onboard 40 clients a week with our current setup, right? So if our sales team decided to just go ham and they needed to close 40 clients a week, we'd be fine. So ask yourself, if you were to close 10 clients this week in your agency, would that break your agency? If you were to close 20 clients in this week, would that break your agency? 30 clients, 40 clients, right? So start thinking small first, right? Even if you just close 5 clients in a week, how much stress would that add to your agency right now? And 5 isn't even that many. I think we did that yesterday. So you guys have to, but we were only able to do that because we decided to build the systems to scale down the line, or like before all of this started happening. So you guys have to start implementing these systems now. So when you get to this point, because Ruben, I know you're about to hire sales reps, bro. I know some other of you guys
already hired one, bro. He's starting Monday.
Do you have 2?
Nah, man. You told me to move quick, and I didn't find a candidate that I felt I was confident enough. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll compete against you instead. You got to go up against me." I had to balance it between moving fast and because he had tons of other offers, and finding the right person. So I just got from the last call, just take fucking action. Stop wasting time.
Good stuff, man. By the way, Ruben, something you just mentioned there, Jared, would it be okay if I took like a 3 to 5 minute tangent?
Go ahead.
Okay. First off, something I wanted to ask you, Jared, is are you running ads from your ad accounts, or like do you need to get access to their ad accounts to do this?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we do both. I don't know and I think we decided to run it from our ad accounts when the client's like ad account takes too long to onboard, and they're so confused and like just illiterate when it comes to technology. And we just decided to move it to our ad account. But if the client can just connect it with Leadsy, then we just use theirs.
Okay, so mixture. Got it.
We also did that, guys, because if we start charging ad spend, we're increasing our transaction volume, which is going to decrease our dispute volume, because we were noticing we were getting so many PIFs that we didn't have that much volume in actual transactions, like in terms of number of payments. It wasn't that high. So if we got 1 PIF, literally our Stripe account could have just been frozen. So we started charging for some clients' ad spends because it's increased our transaction volume, which significantly lowers our dispute rate. Even if we just get 1 dispute for the month, like it doesn't affect our account at all in terms of percentages.
Does that not fuck you though? Like charging ad spend all up front?
We don't charge ad spend all up front.
Oh, okay. Just periodically.
It's daily.
Jesus. See, yeah. Billy's always said, like, from what I've learned, like, never pay for your clients' ad spend. So it's really interesting to learn that you do.
Well, I didn't say never, but I do it. Why Jared's doing it is actually pretty smart, because with real estate agents paying $6,000, even if you give them like the best customer service ever, they're probably still disputing some of the time just because of like really dumb reasons. Even if they'll even probably sign an agreement. This is like, do you do like a refund or a guarantee or anything, or no?
We work for free until we hit the guarantee.
Okay, got it. So literally, it probably says no refunds then, doesn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
So the agreement says no refunds, but then they still
It
dispute
also
it.
says they have to stay for a minimum of 6 months, and we have clients leaving in the first month, so it's all a mess. Realtors don't understand contracts apparently. Most local businesses don't.
Yeah.
So does that make it harder for them to dispute the entire thing? Because then they've got to go back through and dispute each individual Facebook charge as well.
There's like the chances of someone disputing 30 payments of $20 is very, very slim. Like who's going to dispute $20 30 times?
Got you.
Like
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Like if they're willing to do that, then honestly, they deserve the money.
Yeah, okay. And my last question, just about your onboarding process. You said that you take payment and then the DocuSign gets sent out to them.
Yes.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
I thought they had
You don't
to
even
sign.
you don't even need a DocuSign actually to do business. We just do it because it protects us.
Okay. I thought they had to understand or see all the terms before payment. That's a dispute.
Maybe in the UK.
Okay, shit. No, they're a US client.
I think it's like a US versus Europe thing there. Because here, like, you need to have a contract to invoice.
Sick. I fucking love America. Get the fuck up. Yes, boys.
Even if it is a thing, I'll be honest, the FTC does not regulate anything for a business doing less than $1 million a month. So not saying we, take advantage of that. We still do things by the book.
Well, yeah, here's the deal, right? So like this is the thing. If they haven't signed an agreement yet and then they ask for a refund, you're still gonna have to refund them, of course.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, at that point, yeah, you have to refund.
So you can if they paid and then they haven't signed the agreement yet and then they ask for a refund, like you need to refund them. But if they've already signed the agreement, then you don't. But here's the deal, guys. Like the thing is, I know we're talking about disputes and stuff like that, but just treat your clients well, and most likely they won't have disputes. I think realtors is a little bit of an exception, just knowing them and working with them in the past. So the tangent that I wanted to get on that I thought was interesting was something I learned about this week. Well, what do you think? Nah, let's cancel this. Cancel that and save it for the end. Let's continue with Jared's because that's too off topic.
All right, cool. So diving back into this, right, guys? I'm going to show you the back end because the back end is what has allowed us to really do this. Another problem that we were having was buyer's remorse, right? As you begin to bring in sales reps, sales reps can be really good, but they can also sometimes sell a little too hard, and then the person is skeptical, right? Like, let's say you close a person and they don't hear from the company for 2 days. You're just going to ask for a refund, right? So as you guys are no longer going to be the ones selling the client and talking to the client, you now have other variables in place, and you have to protect your the downside, right? And the downside is clients are going to dispute. They're going to ask for refunds. They're going to be mad. They're going to be scared. That's the most important thing. They're going to be scared. So even at my level, I still send clients a video, not all the time, I'll be honest, but as much as I can, and literally welcoming them into the program when they get closed.
A personalized one?
Yes.
Jesus.
Right. Because you guys have to do the things that aren't scalable if you want to scale for as long as you can. I'm a big believer in that, right? It takes 30 seconds for me to yo, what's up? Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. I give them some words of encouragement. And that's it. So, and that's just one example, right? We send those handwritten cards out. Going, at scale, our head of client success is probably going to be the one sending out those videos. But for now, it's me because we don't have a head of client success yet. And there's a lot of things that I could talk about in our entire onboarding process. I just want to double check to make sure there's nothing else in high level that I wanted to show you guys. Besides, these motivation texts are really cool. I haven't seen another agency do that. But let's dive into Monday. Ruben's favorite topic. By the way, Ruben, I was literally looking up today, how do I share a freaking Monday board? I
have dreams about Monday, bro.
So I'm going to dive into Monday. Guys, we decided to move all of our Monday activity, everything in our agency is on Monday now. We've taken stuff out of Trello. Everything is in Monday. Our SOPs, our logins, everything is in Monday. It is one centralized location for but it's Monday and Slack and Fresh Desk. That's our agency. That's our, and I guess high level, but that's more of a sales thing than anything. All right. So as you can see, guys, as you begin to scale, we have 18 clients waiting, like in the onboarding process. That's from this week, just waiting for onboarding. So imagine as if we were doing one-on-one onboardings like we used to, that number would get significantly bigger, right? It'd be like 30, 40 clients. So we had to figure out a way to streamline this entire process. And all of you guys are going to be experiencing the same things. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I don't want you guys to have to deal with the same things I had to deal with. Do you guys want me to go through my Monday board, or do you want me to just show you, like, how deep do you want me to show you about Monday? Or Billy, what do you think?
Go deep, Jared, go deep.
All right, cool. So one thing that we're trying to do with Monday, we're talking to a wizard, is that whenever a client gets onboarded, all of the SOPs for that client literally go in this to-do list right here. When they're in the onboarding phase, we haven't figured it out. We thought we did, but we didn't actually yet. So when we do, I'll let you guys know about that. Any updates about the client, any special notes, for example, it'll all be here regarding the client. So like our closers, they're constantly what they'll go ahead and do whenever they fill out that kickoff form, the new client intake form. They're gonna go ahead and start typing information about the client so that the CSM already knows it. So that when the CSM hops on the call with the client, the CSM can already say like, oh, hey, how are your kids? Blah, blah, blah. Like we already know all the information about the client, right? This is going, we know, I'll show you ticket assignments in a second. This is going to assign the CSM. So Corey handles all the new clients. This tells us who the closer was. The media buyer assigned to the account. If there's no media buyer assigned, that means that the account hasn't been built out yet. There's not much I want to show you because a lot of this stuff, guys, to be honest with you, it's very like my agency dependent. So this will tell us like where the client's at in regards to their ad account, their ad status, their daily ad budget. One cool thing that we're able to do, we're able to automatically calculate LTV in Monday. It was a fucking shit show trying to figure out how to do this, but all of our LTV is for the most part, it's all in here, which will tell us like how much this client has spent. It's not 100% accurate, but it's very, very close. I'm going to dive deeper into it in a second. Just give me 1 second.
Is that just a Stripe integration?
No. Well, yes, but no. It goes deeper than that. Okay. This is going to track to make sure that their payment was successful. So we're able to track failed payments through here. We're able to see when their last payment was. If I click launch this realtor, it's going to just launch the account and it'll create all the stuff we need. I'm able to track sales commissions through this as well. We track how many days they've been with us. And then this will track how long it took to make the ABR, right? So it took 29 seconds for this client. It took 17 minutes for this client. It took 25 minutes for this client. Honestly, these are too long. This person still hasn't had one. It's been 13 hours. That's a problem, right? So I'm able to go in and I can identify all of these problems and see, oh, why haven't I can literally go to the CSM. Oh, Corey's the CSM, or I think Corey's the CSM, and I can see how long it took to make the ABR. The reason why is because this is a downsell course, so we don't do ABRs for downsells. So that's why the ABR wasn't made. And then let me dive deeper into this, right? Because this is the cool part. So what I'm able to see on this part, I can see what's going on with their ad account. I can see if their ad account is active or not. I can see the media buyer in charge. Just trying to make sure I cover all this important stuff. These are people who have paused because of billing. These are people that have been off-boarded with us. And then this is just, I don't know what that list is. Now, because now we have the coaching program, we also track all of our clients' attendance because it's literally in their agreement that they have to show up to 75% of the calls in order to meet the guarantee. So we can track all of our clients' attendance to see who is actually showing up to the call, and if they missed it or if they were absent or present. All of our tickets, like I said, everything is in one centralized location. So as you're onboarding 30, 40, 50, 60 clients, if you guys are just sending Slack messages to your team members and telling them, hey, do this, do that, do this, it's going to get lost in translation. So every single item that someone has to do, there's a ticket assigned to that, a due date, and we can figure out, hey, what's going on with this? So there's probably a message in here to figure out what's going on as to why this is overdue. So it looks like she actually created it. She just didn't mark it as done. And then ongoing repetitive tickets. These are our metrics. So we're able to pull all of the data from the partner's dashboard, and we're able to see what our LTV is. We're able to see when our last touch point is, what the average ABR time is, how many days clients are with us. And we're able to break it down by specific success coach. All of this is automated through Monday. All of our time off requests are in here as well for when people need to request time off. All of the SOPs and logins are in here as well. And that's pretty much it in regards to Monday, guys. This is what has allowed us to build that one-to-many onboarding experience so that we can literally file in 30, 40, 50 clients in a single week. And it can be as streamlined as possible, so we're not dropping the ball on any clients. Any questions regarding what I just covered?
The SOPs in the Monday, do you have in there, do you have like links to the SOP, which is actually in Google Drive, or like do you actually have it written out there?
Yeah, I'll show you. They're actually like written out. Some of them have like video, so like the ad templates, like here they are. There's a video here about it, so each SOP has a video, so they're all just written out here. There's no Google Doc, and there's a video with every SOP as well.
Okay, so like you have like basically like you have either the video or like the to-do list plus video.
We have both.
Yeah,
it's always both, right? Because the to-do list can sometimes like be confusing, so the video is there to just make sure it's extremely clear. So if someone had to, like, let's say one of my media buyers decided to quit tomorrow, I can literally bring in a new media buyer, like anyone, to just do the same exact thing because it's such a repetitive task, and they can just watch the video and do it.
Yep.
Could you show the screen like how the SOPs work?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like where they are.
Oh, yeah. So they're all, so under miscellaneous, the SOPs are in here. And guys, the reason why we decided to do this allows us to not have to have like different places like Asana or Trello. Everything can be in one centralized location. So they all just have their own section on Monday. That's it.
Do they have to like make a duplicate every time they want to do it, or they just like follow it basically? Like
they just follow it, but that's what we're also trying to do. Like when it comes to onboarding, we're trying to figure out a way to when a new client gets onboarded, it automatically creates a checklist in the to-do list that they have to follow.
So they're trying to figure out how to make an individual one as well now.
Yeah, now that's what we're working on, but we haven't figured it out yet.
Okay, interesting.
All right, who's next?
Can I have your Monday screenshot, snapshot, please?
Yeah, who made it?
We literally paid someone a lot of money to come in and build this custom for us. Oh, there's some other stuff I wanted to show you guys.
Every call on Monday is just such a tease. So I can see it, but I can't have it.
I don't, dude. I literally, if I can figure out how to share this thing, I will do it.
It's impossible.
Here we go. Export board to Excel.
Oh my god. Gimme.
No, I don't think it'll work.
Gimme.
I think there's another way to share it directly through Monday.
I think maybe you can upload the file in your own Monday later. Is that possible?
You know what, Euros? I might need your help, man. And we might need to just figure out a way to share our Monday board with them without giving them access to the Monday board, of course, but to share the template.
Yeah, I don't think that's really possible because when our guy Paul did all of this, it just made us the owners of the board, and I think we cannot share this without. I think we can just basically give access to this board, not just copy everything.
In regards to the address, how the fuck did you guys get that one? Because I couldn't figure out how to automate the address.
The address?
Yeah.
He means the client map.
Oh, okay, let me show you. This is really cool, actually. So whenever a closer closes a new deal.
What the hell? You can make a form on Monday? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So this is what happens when a closer closes a new deal, right? They choose the closer, the name of the client, blah, blah, blah. The CSM always goes to Corey for now, the program that they signed up for. And see, depending on the program, it'll send out a specified contract.
Oh, my God.
And then we have the client's birthday in here. And this is where we put in the address. So I can literally put in any address. And when I put in this address, right, it'll sync up with Monday, and then it'll just go to
I see you now. It makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
So I can see where all of our clients are nationwide. And yeah.
And do you guys have any exclusivity policy or not?
We
do. Client in Alaska too.
Yeah, we have a client in Alaska. I
You
think we have
don't?
one in Hawaii. We used to have a client in Hawaii. I know we did. Yeah, I think we have 2 clients in Alaska. I don't know why only one is showing up. And see, I can see which client it is. I can view them in Monday now. I can see what's going on with that client. And then there's different boards too, so I can see billing. Like if I just clicked on billing, now I can just see all the billing stuff. If I just wanted to see tickets regarding specific clients, I could see that. I can look at different views depending on the person.
I'm assuming you guys don't do any one-on-one calls anymore?
We do 1 a month with clients.
Okay, one call a month.
Yeah.
How do you track like notes from that?
Notes?
Yeah, like do you take notes on those one-on-ones?
They'll put them. Well, our one-on-ones are coaching calls. They're not like, it's not like a normal checking call. So, if they need to do anything, they'll put it into Monday as like a tab, just to like here. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So everything's in Monday, guys. We don't put anything on Google Docs for the most part. Everything tries to stay in Monday. So like if they had a note, we would just put it in here.
Cool. So how do you you put it where? Sorry.
No, you're good. It's like in Monday, you know how they have that like speech bubble next to everything?
Yeah.
We add it here.
Okay. Same, yeah.
It's just for us.
So I assume most of your clients use high level, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how are they trained on that?
There's a video on it. And then we do a group launch call, and that's where we train the clients on it. So after their group onboarding call, there's a group launch call. And now and by the way, guys, talking about what we were talking about in regards to like in regards to clients not having weekly check-in calls anymore, it's because we now have the coaching program. And because of the coaching program, we've been able to reduce the amount of actual calls needed because everyone just, they have the coaching call. So that's how we've been able to do it.
That's good stuff. That's a great way to scale.
You said 50 clients or so before you move into those group coaching calls, right?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
You said you roughly need 50 clients or so before moving into the group coaching calls and that form of...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How much has Jana helped you set up in terms of operations, or have you not really worked that closely with her?
What do you mean?
Has she? I know that she'll literally come on board your business for a set period, to like sort out internal ops and get everything nice and organized. Have you used her?
Yeah, no, Jonna. Yeah, we use Jonna for consulting. She doesn't do the stuff for us. She helps us identify our bottlenecks. Yeah, she helps identify our bottlenecks.
How useful has that been for you?
For us, it's been extremely beneficial, right? Because it's like what we would identify those bottlenecks with or without her, but it's like, oh, maybe it would have taken 3 months, or it's something like we know this is a bottleneck, we just didn't know how big of a priority it was, and she helped us realize, oh, this is a bigger priority than we really realized, or we didn't know that this was a problem at all. So like it's stuff that we would have figured out, but we're able to save significantly more time and probably a lot of money if by having her. Awesome.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys need her yet. And keyword is yet. Right, because you will probably need her at some point. Who's next? Who has a question?
Jared, so I am new to Monday. Thanks for the introduction there. So what is the benefit of using Monday? Because I'm using Slack Go High Level right now for my clients. What's the main benefit of adding Monday to my business?
So Slack and Go High Level have nothing to do with Monday, right? We still use Slack and Go High Level. Slack, I mean, Monday is more so of a place where we can have centralized management and keep everything like we're tracking everything, right? I can't track stuff the way I need to track it in High Level at all. It's a mess. I can't track stuff in Slack because that's just sending messages back and forth. A Google Sheet is fine, but honestly, Monday has everything I need, so that's why we use Monday. I hope I explained that the right way. It's basically just the one place where we can track, okay, these are all of our clients, and this is what's going on with each client. Does that make sense? Right? Because when you guys have hundreds of clients, guys, it's you can't rely on shooting Slack messages back and forth. You have to have one centralized location where everything is stored.
I'll show you an example. Basically, like this is an example of ours as well. It's a
Wait, why do you have the white background, bro? That's disgusting.
How do you change it?
I'll
change it right now. I always like the black backgrounds better.
I don't know. I think it's a theme.
Whatever. I don't know how you got that.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's basically like we have all of our clients here, and then it just has the notes on like what all they're doing. And we take like during their check-in calls, we would take notes here to like if they have to do stuff or like what's going on and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like otherwise, like how would you? There's no other place you really have this information stored. Like how would you? You can't possibly remember all of this stuff quickly.
Did you pay a developer to do your Monday.com account, Billy?
No.
You just did that all process.
Guys, that's one other like reason as to why it hasn't been like a big priority for me either. Because you guys don't need a Monday board like mine right now. Like you can have something super simple. Like I know it's cool, but you guys don't need to pay a developer. You don't need to like. We went all out and above because we had to. You guys don't need to. You can literally just start building out Monday with what you have. Because half the stuff I have won't even apply to your guys' agencies. Actually, not even half, like probably 80% based off where each and every one of you guys are currently at in your agency.
Yeah. So how do you communicate with your clients, Jared? Did you change to like email only or something?
Yeah, so that's why I was talking about what Freshdesk. So if I've never logged into our Freshdesk account, so let me log in. I'm kind of scared.
So now you're doing client communication only through email.
Yeah, we're working on offloading all of our clients out of Slack. All new clients do not even touch Slack. So I'll show you.
And I'm guessing you don't help clients through text at all.
Well, sometimes it's tough because we like send those motivational text messages out and clients might respond to that. We tell clients don't respond back, but sometimes they still do. So that's kind of, I mean, we're not set up to text, but sometimes it does happen.
Yeah.
This is
your sales reps probably text through high level though, don't they?
yeah, they text through high level.
Okay.
So this is fresh desk, right? So I can see all of our tickets. I can see what's going on. And that's where we do all of our client support. Everything's through email now. If we need to hop on calls, our CSMs, of course, will hop on calls. But now each CSM, guys, this is also going to increase your margins, because before, one CSM can only handle around 50 clients with us. Now a CSM, we've done the numbers, they can handle 100 clients. So we've actually been able, like, if we didn't start doing this, we would have probably had to hire another CSM this month, meaning we would have had 4 CSMs. But now we're able to maintain the current amount of CSMs we have and actually move one CSM to ops manager. So we're only going to have 2 CSMs going forward for now, unless we exceed the 180 client mark. Then we're probably going to hire a third one.
Good stuff.
All right. Any other questions, guys? Was that helpful?
Yeah. One thing I will say from experience, if your niche, like if it applies to your niche, you have to be very careful with it though. But if it applies to your niche, honestly, like email support is so much fucking better than like text. But it depends on your niche. Our niche is car dealerships, and these guys like never respond to emails. So it's kind of like rough on that. And also the other thing you have to remember as well is if you're like a small agency, sometimes you have to value a little bit extra support over scalability. Like there comes a certain point where it's like, okay, we don't want the clients texting us anymore when you already have so much opportunity. But if your opportunity is a little bit less, you might have to continue doing that until you have more, and like you ramp up your sales more. Because texting might, depending on the situation, it probably shouldn't make a difference, but depending on what level of support you're trying to do and what kind of agency setup you have, it can make a difference in retention. Did you go through your whole presentation, Jared? That's everything you had?
That's everything.
Okay, I'll cover the thing that I was going to talk about. Somebody have a question? No? Okay. Something that I was going to talk about was, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but it's kind of somebody gave me a term for it this week. I've been doing it for a while, and I think Jared probably does it as well. But I find it really interesting that I've never heard it taught before by like any high-level entrepreneur, but I think it's probably like one of the biggest things to make you successful. I guess it's kind of similar to Grant Cardone's 10X, but not exactly worded the same way. But basically the concept is called hedging. And so it makes you significantly more likely to hit your goals, because here's the problem with the goals that people set in general, especially when they start a business, whatever. Usually what they set their goals as like the best case if everything goes perfectly, which 95% of the time things are not going to go perfectly. So then 95% of the time you're not going to hit your goal. And so then you're wondering, why have I not hit my goal? Why have I not hit my goal? And you're like always beating yourself up all the time because you haven't hit your goal. But the reason why you're not hitting your goal is your goal's set based on like if everything goes perfectly, but in life things never go perfectly. So instead what you need to do is you need to, instead of a goal, you can call it a goal, you can call it whatever, but instead of a goal, essentially what you need to set is a projection. Like if everything goes wrong, what do I know for sure that I can hit? And so what you would do instead is, let's say, okay, if everything went perfectly, I can take 20 calls booked, 10 showed to close 5 deals, right? Like that's if everything goes perfectly. But I can assume things will be like a worst case scenario instead. Okay, let's assume that, let me change the numbers up a little bit. Let's do like 10, let's just keep it simple with 10s then. Let's say 10 appointments, 8 showed, and 4 closed is like your goal. Like that's everything perfect. That's like that's like an 80% show rate and like a 50% close rate, which is great. That's what people would normally set as their goal. And then of course, in reality, their show rate's probably going to be like 60%. And then their close rate's probably going to really be like 30%. So then if you end up being 60 and 30, now you only closed 1 to 2 instead of 4, like literally half of your goal. So what you need to do instead is expect the worst case scenario and overcompensate for that. And so what I mean by that is, okay, if we expect the worst case scenario, like because obviously numbers vary week to week, right? Like your show rate might have a variance range of like 60 to 80% week to week. But if you assume the worst number of the given week, not the average number, you'll always hit your goal every single week. So essentially you'd want to book more appointments to make up for what could go wrong. You book so many appointments that even if everything went wrong, you still hit your goal. You get what I'm saying? So like if you think you need 10 appointments to hit your goal, like double it, and then you'll 100% hit your goal, even if everything goes wrong. And so I think that's the reason why Grant Cardone says like the 10x thing or whatever, because you're always, in order to hit your goal, like you're always just going like way farther than necessary to hit your goal because you know things are going to go wrong. And then when that happens, if everything does go perfectly, then you're going to even be way above your goal to begin with. But if things go wrong, you're still going to hit your goal regardless. And so that's like a really big problem and mindset problem that I've noticed with most beginner entrepreneurs is they underestimate how much action, and they always base their goals on like everything going perfectly. So instead of basing your goals on everything going perfectly, like base your actions based on everything going exactly wrong, and you'd still hit the goal anyway.
Did you learn this from your poker course or your poker world?
No.
No.
Why? What does that have to do with poker?
Well, it's that sort of like preparing for the worst case. I've heard poker players talk about this exact concept before, like preparing for worst case, and then.
Oh, I know what you're saying. That's called bankroll management, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
But no, that's not where I got it from.
I think this is really important for those of us that get like happy years, as Jared calls it as well, where you're like always looking for like the best possible. You're like, yeah, we're gonna hit 200K this month. Da da da. Like, actually,
yeah. Instead of thinking like we're gonna hit 200K, I think it's like, what could we do that we would hit 200K even if the worst case scenario happened?
Yeah, that's good.
And so another thing we do as well that I learned this week is like with sales training specifically, or if you're like a sales rep, like projecting a couple weeks ahead so that you're prepared for like special events. Like, so one thing I noticed with our sales rep is like he'd consistently complain that the last week of the month was really slow because clients are always like the show rate is always way higher the last week of the month. So instead of just going like setting week by week goals, or like what if it's November and the third week of December is like just all Christmas and New Year's. It's like, and you haven't prepared for that. How are you going to hit your monthly goal? So what you need to do instead is your sales reps need to project out their goals for like 4 weeks in advance so that they're always prepared for like what's going to come up so they can still hit their monthly goals regardless of the situations that are going to come up. Because usually people just like get to that week where it's a vacation, like, ah, shit, I didn't close enough deals this week. And they'll be like, oh, it's because of the vacation. And then they miss their monthly goal, and then they miss their quarterly goal and all that stuff. Whereas if you plan for all that stuff in advance, you plan for those things that already happened, you're going to hit your goals regardless. Yep. What's the question?
So I built out my OKRs based on like our average numbers. So should I be changing that to be like our like absolute minimum we could expect?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
You don't necessarily, it's not like you necessarily have to, but if you want to grow faster and you want to be 100% certain you hit your goal, then yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That was probably the most valuable thing that I've learned this week. But let's wrap up this call and let's go over just like a Q&A session real quick. Like any current bottlenecks that anyone's facing or any questions in general that anyone wants to discuss.
Just quickly, I know both of you. We spoke about my bottlenecks last week, so I pulled Jeremy off at agency ads. I've hired Luke and Jason over at agency engineer or whatever it is. So they're running their ads from next week. I've got my closer starting in sort of like Hell Week or Bootcamp Week rather on Monday. With onboarding a new closer with new ads that aren't built yet. What's the best way to keep him incentivized, because I have moved quickly in hiring, whilst we've got these new ads that are going to take potentially a week to 2 weeks to optimize and for the appointments to start coming in?
Well, in the beginning, you shouldn't be giving him appointments right away anyways. He should be setting his own appointments from your old leads.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, because for brand new sales reps, they're probably going to blow the first couple calls they've been on. So you want them to set like appointments that aren't like, preferably you want them to just work old leads until so they can get some practice.
Yeah. Most importantly, you also want to make sure that they're like willing to work and call leads, because some sales reps just want to sit around and just take calls, which that's not cool. We're about to fire a sales rep because he's not putting in the work. So that's super important that you're doing that.
Yeah, basically, like, we don't accept someone to just sit and take scheduled calls only. So usually, like, the first week or two, we'll either schedule them like low quality calls or schedule them, like, make them call, set their own appointments primarily for the first week, because they got to practice how to do everything.
Next thing is
they need to earn qualified schedule appointments.
Yeah.
Okay.
And next thing is also hiring. I know you want to move fast, but hiring that second closer, because that's going to motivate them a lot too. Right? Competition with you is not the same. They're not going to feel that. It's not going to have the same effect. I'm a big believer in that you need to have a second closer. So I think that's going to motivate them a lot too. Salespeople love competition, guys. Love it.
I have got someone that he went for a third round. I'm like 75-80% sure, like, on him. The other guy I'm like 95% sure. Is it worth just bringing him in just for that competition?
Why are you unsure of
them? He's just very like, I get the sense he's in like a bit of a poverty mindset with, like, he's like, oh, gas prices have gone up, I need to make money fast, I just want to get on the phone and start making deals, like, give me the deals, I need to close them, like that kind of stuff, which I guess is a good thing, but like, there's just, when you just get that gut feeling, I guess I can't really like put it into words.
Yeah, I understand what you mean by the gut feeling, but to be honest with you, you haven't really developed your gut feeling because you haven't hired many people yet in this regard. So I don't know how strong. I mean, always trust your gut, right? But I don't know how strong I feel about the gut feeling part, because it's probably a little emotional since it's probably your first few hires, I think. Honestly, if he's like, oh, gas prices are good, like, I want that guy. He wants to make money. Like, let's go.
All right, fuck it. I'll call him after.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Billy. Let me know your thoughts, because you always give me an interesting take on things. But the guy just wants to make money, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You said what was the main reason you didn't like him?
It's not that I didn't like him. I mean, he's had gym manager experience. Like, he's
He was a gym manager?
Yeah, so he speaks the language.
That's good.
Which is a good thing. And he stayed up until like 12:30 to take the interview because of the time difference. Like at night, I mean. So he is very like, I want this.
So
I don't know. I guess it was just that gut feeling compared to the gut feeling I have about the guy who I've already said yes to.
What is the gut feeling telling you, though?
That he's
just say it, spit it out.
That he's not going to be like, I guess, putting in that initial work to be calling up leads in the pipeline. That he just wants. He just wants things sort of ready to go. He's used to working for quite big companies, and obviously we are, in more or less words, a startup. So just want to like carry over into that environment.
What did he say that made you think that?
I need to go through my notes. I've been asleep for like the last 3 hours, so my brain ain't fully fired up. But that I don't know. Maybe, as you said, gut feeling can't really be trusted yet because I haven't made any hires. So I guess bring him in and see what happens.
You can do that, but one thing I would say is like keep recruiting still. Don't stop recruiting. if you bring him in. Okay.
Okay.
The reason why you don't want to stop is because you don't know if these guys are going to work yet. Remember, we're preparing for the worst case scenario.
So still take interviews, because the problem is that closers are like very keen to get going at the moment. Every single interview I've taken, they're like, yeah, we want to get started the next week, the next 2 weeks. They're like very, very keen to get going. So whether I go through these 1, 2, 3 round interviews, find someone that's really good, but then we've already got 2 closers in place and they're still learning, like that person isn't going to wait around for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it depends, but how do you think you could get him to wait around if you wanted?
Short of paying them, I don't know.
What about if you set the expectation with the second guy, if you feel like this guy, you can straight up tell him like, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm taking a little bit of risk on you. So like every day is gonna be like, every day of these first 2 weeks together is gonna be like fire. Like if you're not up to the standards and we end up having somebody coming through, that's like, I'm giving you a shot here. If we end up having someone comes through that's smarter, that I think is gonna do a lot better job. Like we're gonna switch it out. But this is your chance to prove it. If you're proving every single day, then we're obviously gonna keep you on.
Okay.
I also think, man, you mentioned something that I think can honestly be fixed with setting expectations with him, right? If you bring him on and he realizes, oh, shoot, like he has to start making phone calls. He's not just going to get appointments. And you set the expectation with him that this is the process and you have to call, right, during downtimes, then I think you'll be fine. I think it's more of an expectation thing. I also am starting to change my mindset around calling. Like I think it's good in the beginning, but at some point, we're actually going to be increasing the amount of appointment setters that we have in our agency. And we're going to do more triage calls. And I actually do want my closers to honestly be sitting there and just closing deals because I don't want them to get burnt out because I have really good closers. So I'm a little torn between them. I'm going to see how it goes. But yeah, those are my initial thoughts right now.
Okay.
But yeah, just what I would do in your situation, man. Do you have my expectation deck for new closers?
Yeah.
All right, go through that with him and make sure he gets it. And before you hire him, make sure you tell him, like, this is what you're expecting. Be extremely radically honest before you even bring him on. Like, with that understanding, are you still interested in working with our company? Because if this expectation is not met, you will not be able to work here for long. And you set that expectation extremely clear, and just make sure he acknowledges it.
Okay. Nice one.
Especially if you worked in the gym, man. That's freaking.
Are you able to have me in on your sales meetings for this next week or so, just so I can start looking at how you're doing things? Is that a bother?
10 a.m. Eastern time, and the meeting link is 1 second. This is the meeting link, 10 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday.
Beautiful, thank you.
Do you do team meetings, Jared?
I do. What'd you say?
Do you do team meetings?
Yes.
What days?
Monday. Oh, all hand team meetings?
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks on Friday.
Oh, so you don't do it weekly?
No, because the departments are so big that they don't really need to do that.
Yeah. Department meetings, how often do you do those?
Every day.
Cool.
Any
other questions or bottlenecks?
Just gonna get to work.
Gio, you're muted, bro, if you're talking. I've seen his lips moving.
Casper, did you have a question?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, with that being said, if you need anything from us, let us know. And if you have any questions, post them in the chat, and let's take some action on what we learned today.
Yes, sir. Biggest thing to take action on is that freaking hedging thing. I swear that is like the biggest key to success. And that is the biggest key to speed. Because think about it this way, Ruben, like what if you hired this one rep and then he doesn't work out and then you wasted a month and then you have to restart the whole process all over again. It's fucking terrible. And it wastes so much time. Like those things add up. So think of any way you possibly can to like, how can you hedge against a worst case scenario so that everything like works, like goes to plan.
Okay.
Ruben, if you'd like, I can also invite you to our Slack channel for about a week and let you just observe how.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I've got fucking like overwhelm in my head at the moment. I think it's contributing to me keep getting sick. With like training these client success managers, dealing with client fires, fucking training up new sales closers, getting all the onboarding week, like even things like the morning meetings, because we're like 8 hours ahead of you guys, or 5 to 8 hours ahead. Like how we organise morning and PM meetings for that first initial week. Like he'd have to get up at like 3 in the morning.
Are your clients in the US?
All of them.
Honestly, dude, you should be working US times. Like your meeting.
Fuck that. I've got a 2-year-old, bro. I ain't working US times. I kill myself.
Yeah, dude. I just don't know because you have closers.
Either that or I look at UK closers.
Yeah, but then you're gonna be limited by like.
No, your closers are gonna be screwed because like the closer's not gonna be able to work the full-time hours.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna hurt. Like, yeah, what Billy said.
Like 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. They ain't bad hours for a closer.
No, dude, that's like in the US. That's like you're missing 5 hours of times that they could be on sales calls.
What do you mean?
Like from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. That's 5 hours.
Like 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. That's 8 hours.
That's fine, but do gym owners want to be taking sales calls at 10 p.m.? Are they closing? Are you?
No. Like that's my time, so it'd be like 8 till 6 your time, 8 till 7 your time, 9 till 6 your time.
No, that's to 5 Eastern, and then
basically what I'm saying is like a UK closer that just works American hours. Like that's the only other alternative. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's still not optimal though, because like what ends up happening is, let's say it's well, here's the thing: 10 p.m. is 5 p.m. Eastern, but if you look at Pacific time, then what is that? Like 2 p.m. So Pacific time, they'll be done at working at 2 p.m. And so, like, what if a client is wanting to take a call at 6, but then it's going to be like, if somebody's in the U.S. to be like, fuck it, yeah. A sales rep's going to be like, fuck it, yeah, I'll take the call at 6. But, like, somebody in the UK is not going to stay up until 12 p.m. to take the call.
Yeah, I don't want to get up at 2 a.m. to take morning, like, sales team meetings.
Oh, no, you're 6 hours ahead. So if...
It's in the middle of the day for you.
Yeah, it's the middle of the day for you.
Yeah, but then what about PM? Because in 5 hours' time...
What do you mean PM? You don't do PM meetings, or you don't need to do PM meetings.
That's what it says in the in the spreadsheet, in the bootcamp spreadsheet with the times.
Oh, that's meetings. That's like checking calls with the new closers to like see how they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your meetings are in the morning. At least that's how we do it.
All right.
Yeah, everyone that I know does their sales meetings in the morning.
Yeah, because you have to get your team hyped up for the day. There's no point in doing it late in the day and then trying to hype them up. Then they're done with their calls.
I thought you had one in the morning and evening for the start in 2 weeks. Okay, no worries.
Yeah. All right, guys. Cool. If you need anything else, shoot us a message. And much love. Talk to you guys next week.
Jared, just you stay on only.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, Gio. See you, man.
Peace.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
I'll see you guys in the next one, and make sure you guys select one of these videos that the YouTube algorithm just hand selected for you. See you guys.